What's up, guys? This is the Game Tinkerer, and I had a friend of mine want to know about my guitars. So what I thought I would do is just do a basically just a room tour. I know it's a little bit messy. This is the only room in the house that I live in, so I stay with my folks. So this is the only room I got. So you got to make do with what you got. Go from a 3-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment down to one room. So got to pick and choose. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually installing Linux again. One of the updates borked it, so you know how it is. At least it's easy with Linux, unlike Windows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to start here at the door, and then we're just gonna work our way around. Actually, I'll start here and I'll work this way. Save the good stuff for last. So now I've got this dresser here. I actually picked this up on the curb. It's pretty high dollar stuff, the paint's flaking off and all that. I don't use a dresser anyway. It's just storing a bunch of clothes I can't fit in anymore because I'm fat. Got my Dreamcast, some extra clothes. Up here, I've just got some shelving that is just overflow right now. I've got some miscellaneous Windows stuff up there, medicines, this and that. Here is my workstation, and the monitors are all different size. I'm actually using a TV for my main, which works for me. I'm not super big into having G-Sync and all this other crap, so I'm not quite running a Ryzen system yet. So right here is my makeshift tripod. It's actually just a regular camera tripod, actually from the 70s. My dad gave me it, and it's actually a really nice tripod. It goes up to about this high or so, and it's pretty nice. But I took one of these arms that you can manipulate and all that. I flipped this up, and then I mounted it to it. That way I could move this around wherever I need it in the whole room, and then I could move this however I need it as well. And I can actually use it when I'm working with stuff on the desk here. Of course, I got my Nikon D80. I've been into photography for a while, but I just kind of got out of it for a while. I got kind of burned out because I did wedding photography, and that's a fucking nightmare. I wouldn't suggest anybody getting into that unless you really like it. You do make a lot of money in it. I didn't because I'm not a female. People seem to want female photographers for some reason. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I do have my macro. These are automatic focusing. I'm getting into doing some technology macro photos. So hopefully that'll turn out pretty good. I've got a whole bunch of different types of equipment and stuff that I can use. Here I got a stack of mini discs. Got a whole bunch. Here's my mini disc player. Doesn't work for some reason, so I'm gonna have to figure out why. Maybe it's dirty. Could be. Got this little add-on, and it's so old that the rubber actually was deteriorating on it. So I may get some Sugru and just kind of put it around it just to protect it. Maybe some, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe some hot glue, but that'll look real bougie. So, um, personal protection device. Just some miscellaneous stuff on the desk. And this is clean. This is really clean. Usually I got stuff piled up like this, and I know where everything is at all times. Down here, I got my Lian Li home theater PC cased computer. It is a FX 8350 AMD 8-core. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. I got 4 hard drives in it, and I've got the lid, which is right here. I got it sticker bombed. It's pretty cool. However, when I put my liquid cooler on it, it's not made to have a liquid cooler setup in this case. So I have the top off, and the cooler's just there. It helps with cooling and everything. It does get kind of hot. Got a USB hub 3.0 here, and it's just a utilitarian PC right now. So it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look great. But it's under the desk and you can't see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Miscellaneous parts. That's dirty because I put my feet on it. Not my bare feet, because that would be disgusting. Storage. At this is actually, I got rid of my bed because, you know, you just sleep in a bed. I don't like to just lay down and watch TV and stuff. I don't watch TV. So I got a futon, and this is actually not a standard futon. This is an 8-inch mattress. It's really comfortable, like stupid comfortable. And then when my daughter comes and stays with me, I just pull it out, flop it down, and, you know, we're good to go. And then over here, this is as far as I can bring this camera, so over here, let me put this up and then I can walk over there a little bit. Try to get a good view. One of these days I will get a longer USB cable extension thing, and then I can bring it wherever I need it. I could actually show off my games and stuff. It'd be pretty cool. But for right now, we got to make do with what we got, and we don't have a very long cord. So, but I've got a long cord on my mic. If I can take this little twist tie off of here. Try to keep everything wrapped up nice and neat. Okay, so I got more storage here. I got some drawers. Of course, I keep all my bedding, you know, folded up on the end here. My daughter's stuff. Got some Minecraft books, some hair ties. This little thing here she likes to mess with, because you go like this and you could like write stuff. She likes to write her name and this and that. But this is a project. This will go away, and tomorrow I'm getting a really nice case to put my Linux PC in, and then that will also get the Xbox One liquid cooled. I think I blew a fuse in it, so I gotta get the multimeter out and see if it is a blown fuse. Hopefully that's all it is. If it is, I can replace it pretty easy. But here I got all my games. As far as, I got a few more in the closet, but they're mostly like really old school cartridge stuff. So you know, I've got my big box stuff up here. Conan Exiles, which I was the only person in this area to have this edition of Conan Exiles, and there's a reason, because that game sucks. But besides that, I got all my PS4 games. These are all of my let's see, we'll start up here. Okay, so we got different figures. Got this little Lego Star Wars thing. It's pretty cool. I think I got that from McDonald's. But oh no, I got it from GameStop. My buddy at GameStop gave it to me. It's pretty cool. But besides that, I got 3 different Game Boy SPs. Got a black and silver. I got the red one, and I've got like the sky blue color one. I got all these different Game Boy Advance games all the way up to here. Got a couple Prince of Persia DS games, and then I've got a Game Boy Micro that doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. I have to figure it out. I've got to get a charger, and the battery is probably toast. That may be why it doesn't work. It did turn on at one time, and then it stopped. So it may be broken as well. So, but we'll get that figured out one of these days. And then I've got some Game Boy, and I got one Game Boy Color game. Then I've got Super Nintendo games. I've got the Super Game Boy. And then here I've got all my PS4 games. And then starting here, I've got all of my physical Switch games, along with the Diablo 3 Pro controller. Then I've got a few Xbox One games right here. Most of my stuff is digital on that system. I don't know why, but that's how it worked out. Then I've got NES. I've got Sega Genesis. This is my Dreamcast collection. Got a cleaning thing for the N64. Then I've got PC games right here. Intellivision games. PS1 games, and that's not all my PS1 games. I was freaking stupid and threw away all the jewel cases before I really got into collecting all this stuff. So I definitely hate myself over that, but you know, you live and learn. So that's why I try to keep everything now. PS3 games, we got a whole bunch, all physical. And then I've got my Vita collection. It's not real big, but it's not real small neither. Down here, I've got the Nintendo GameCube all the way till right here. Then the rest of the shelf is going to be Xbox 360. Then I've got two Wii U games. I've got a Wii game, and then I have PSP. And then these are all of my Sega Saturn games. And then on the bottom shelf is just some miscellaneous boxes, and I got movies back there. So, but that is that. Then of course we got the AC. Got a trunk down here that's got treats and stuff in it for the little girl. Over here I've got some more storage. Got some more storage stuff. Over here I've got a big binder full of movies and PS2 games, PS3 games, or PS1 games, I mean. And then I've got more storage here. I've got my turntable. And then I've got a couple amplifiers down here. I've got some different books down here. Most of them are strategy guides. Then I've got a few, I got a Zelda book and this and that. And on the bottom shelf are all of my LPs. And those are all vintage stuff. I've got a lot of stuff, Rolling Stones. I don't have any Beatles, but I've got some George Harrison and stuff like that. It's all pretty good stuff. Got a few things of country music down there, so it's not bad. Over here, let me turn these lights on so you can see. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fancy. Turn all these on. Be like a disco. Okay, and again, it's kind of a mess, but we gotta live how we gotta live. At least I know where everything is at, so that's the important thing. Okay, right here, let me unclip this so I can actually move it easier. Cables everywhere. Where it ends, no one cares. Come on, computer. Okay, so up here, I've got a Nintendo Switch, got some miscellaneous stuff, some cords. I've got my Nintendo 3DS XL that's modded. Here I've got my Sega Saturn and the Dreamcast. This is my modded Dreamcast. The black one on the dresser is my stock system. Well, what I call stock system. It has a fan mod, but that's just to be more quiet. So we got the N64 with the EverDrive. Got a Nintendo. I'm sorry, Sony PSP that's modded. I've got a modded PS2. Down here we've got a Super Nintendo. Got the GameCube. On the very bottom, I have my modded OG Xbox. And then, if we go over here, let me move my phone here so I can sit down. Oh. Okay, so on the bottom shelf, I have my Intellivision. Above that, I've got an Xbox One. That's not modded. It's just a plain stock. I did get that on Black Friday a few years ago for $150. It was supposed to be a refurb 500 gig version. When I got it, it was a refurb 1 terabyte. So I got a really good deal on that. But over here, we've got a Nintendo. We got a PS3, and the cords are wrapped around it like that because we had to take that to the living room to play movies on. And above that, we've got a Wii and a Wii U. Both of those are modded. And I got stupid good deals on those. I've got $25 in the Wii, and the Wii U I got for 25 bucks. And that was complete with the pad and everything. Besides that, we got a Xbox 360 Slim. The shelf above, we're going to go right to left. So we've got my Pi 3. It's in a 6x6 case from Western Digital when they did the Pi drive thing. I do have a 250 gig Pi drive in it. And I've got all my retro stuff on there, so I don't have to hook up the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, all that stuff. I can stream from all those devices. However, it's easier just to run the Pi. It runs them perfect. So, you know, why break out old equipment? And I don't have all those games to begin with physical right now, so hopefully we'll get them. But you know how it is. But we've got a diffuser because like my inner hippie's got to have good smells, man. And I got a couple PS4 controllers. Got my HDMI splitter back here. This is a 6 in and 2 out. And this is how I have everything hooked up. Got my Nintendo Switch here. And this one is my retail one. And I've got my Linux box here. Actually installing Linux right now. And next to that is my PS4 Pro with my VR. And PlayStation comes with this really stupid stand thing for their camera. And there's no actual like camera mount where you can put it on a stand, which would make too much damn sense. So I took a mic stand that I had in the closet and I zip tied this to it, and that way I could move it wherever I need it. And because I also stream straight from my PlayStation, and sometimes I don't feel like turning my computer and stuff on, so I'll just use this camera, and I've got my mic and stuff on my headset, so it actually works out pretty good. But that is my setup, other than I didn't go over the stuff that he really wanted, which was my guitars, and I'm going to get to that next. If you see here, this is really high quality work. This is offset so that you won't hurt your wrist when you're getting it off of the hook, see? And that's why it's like that. It's like that on purpose. Actually, I was drunk when I put that on there, but still. We're going to go with, that way you don't hurt your wrist when you grab the controller off of the wall. So that's what we're going to do. 58-inch 4K Samsung TV. I got this for $425. That's a smart TV, brand new. And I got my Kinect up there. Yeah, that's some good stuff. And then I got a little shelf with some cameras. And then got this and that. Did you guys see my Fallout collection up there? That's just what I have so far. Got a Nuka-Cola. Got the Pip-Boy. I got the Vault Boy. Then I got me some little pop figures. Pretty cool. Okay, now the guitars. This is a 1960s Japanese knockoff of a Gibson. And you can see it's got the Fender Strat neck. And this is what they call a lawsuit guitar. And you can actually look that up on Google, and it'll tell you all about the lawsuit guitars. But I mean, you can still buy them, and it's just a Japanese knockoff guitar. Doesn't sound great, but you know they sold them for cheap. So it's basically just like buying a little cheap retro Chinese retro system now. I mean, that's basically what it is. Here I've got my fight stick for the Nintendo Switch. Got my Wii U pad. Got my Nintendo Switch Pro controller. I've got this little book here because you can see that's our fuse box, breaker box for the whole house. So I just have that book up there. That way we can access it easy, but it's still covered up kind of. Xbox One X box. So it's a box in a box for a box. And then I've got my Diablo collection up here. The Loot Goblin and the different games. So I got my Destiny right here. Got Cade 6. I got the generic Ghost, and then I've got Destiny 1 and 2. This is a Yamaha 6-string acoustic guitar. Nothing special. It's kind of cheap, and it sounds amazing. Does it sound as good as a Martin or something like that? Hell no. But for $100, I mean, you get a guitar that sounds freaking amazing, and you know, it's pretty awesome. I got some artwork that a friend of mine did, and basically that's just vinyl that's cut and put on there, and it's pretty cool. She also did this painting up here, and I love that. And it's got a David Bowie quote on it that she did for me. It's really cool. If you guys are interested in something like this, let me know, and I can get you in contact with her. And I'm sure she would be more than happy to make something for you guys. But back over here, we've got my Miller Lite Fender Squier, and that guitar is a promo item from Miller. I got it from a guy that owned a local bar, and there's a lot of bands that came through. This actually hung on the wall, and he said that all the bands that came through actually picked up and played that guitar. So that would be cool if they signed the back of it or whatever, but unfortunately they didn't. I went ahead and changed out some of the stuff to chrome, because some of it had chrome and then some of it had a off-white. It was like an ivory color, but it was from nicotine, from being in a bar for years and years and years. But this guitar sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that I got it. And then finally, we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 over there. That's the special edition, and that is an awesome game and an awesome edition. If you can pick that up, definitely do so, because it's really good. Also, the prequel is Torna, and it's an excellent game. It's not very long. It's about 30 hours, but it's definitely worth a pickup. And so that has been my room tour, and I hope you liked it. If there's something in here that you've seen that I didn't cover enough of or whatever, just let me know, and I try to put out whatever I can for you guys. So, oh, one more thing that I didn't cover was the little ukulele over there. That is a ukulele from the 60s. My dad gave it to me. The bridge is off. I need to re-glue it. I just don't want to mess it up. So for right now, it's just there, and it's a. He said that it's a bass ukulele, which there's not too many of those. They're kind of uncommon, but it's definitely cool. So the only other guitar that I've got is a 60s steel lap guitar, and it's pretty sweet. So I'll have to pull that out sometime and show you guys. But that's all I got for today. I hope you guys like and subscribe. If you know someone that would like to see all this different stuff, definitely share it with them. And maybe you guys can join me on Twitter or whatever. Just hit me up, and maybe we could play. I've got streams going all the time, so we'll see you next time, guys. Just stay safe and spread love and not hate. All right, there's already too much hate, and this world sucks bad enough. Just make love to everybody you can. Then you'd be a hoe, but spread love to everybody you can. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.